In this video, the viewer will learn how to implement and use the multi-user access features of the Trio Q data radio. The default mode for administration security in the Ethernet data radios is enabled. User security administration can be accessed by navigating to the Setup menu, then to the Security page. The same login credentials are required if logged in via either the web user interface or text user interface. The text interface can be accessed on a local serial port if configured, or a telnet or secure shell IP connection. Multi-user capability was added to the Trio Q product line in firmware release 1.5.0. It allows an administrator to create up to 256 users, each with unique login credentials. Login protected access is enabled by default in all Trio data radios. If not required, login protection may optionally be disabled by the user. Once on the Security page, click the plus symbol to begin adding a new user. After clicking the plus symbol, the Add User dialog appears. First, enter a unique username. Next, enter a password for this user. It must be at least 6 characters in length. A pop-up window will appear. Enter the password twice to verify it, then click the Confirm button. Then the security access level must be selected. This will be discussed in more detail on the following slide. A descriptive comment may be added if desired to help explain who this user is. The access level chosen for each user can allow or block certain capabilities of the radio. Read-only level allows viewing the radio's configuration as well as viewing the logs, alarms, and events. Read and write access allows configuration of all items except security and user administration. Read, write, and security allows configuration of all items except user administration. And finally, unrestricted allows configuration of all items in the radio. Users must be enabled to allow access. A user may, however, be temporarily disabled by removing their checkmark, then pressing the Activate button. Sorting may be done for clarity. A user may be moved up or down in the list with these buttons. A user may be deleted if they have left the organization or are no longer working on these radios. Note that at least one unrestricted user must be included to act as the user administrator. When done making any changes, remember to press the Activate Configuration button. When accessing a radio with login security enabled, a login required dialog will be seen. The user's correct username and password credentials must be entered here. If incorrect credentials are entered, an error message is displayed as shown here. After 5 failed login attempts, access to the radio will be blocked for 2 minutes. The text user interface may be accessed using a serial port. Port 1 is enabled by default, or by a telnet or secure shell IP connection. The same username and password must be entered as in the web interface. Also, the same error checking is performed as in the web interface. A successful login will take the user to the text user interface. The setup menu options will change based upon the access level provided to each user. If a user has a higher access level, they will see the menu structure on the left. The setup wizards are only available to those allowed to make configuration changes. The security setup page is only available to those allowed to make changes in security settings. With lower access levels, the structure on the right may be seen instead. With read and write or read-only access levels, the security setup menu disappears. With the read-only level, the wizard setup dialog is also not made available. Here, the security setup page can be seen. The user jsmith3 is logged in and has been provided with the read, write, and security access level. As a result, while the security setup page is available, user security is not provided. This removes the ability to add, remove, or edit the credentials and access level of users. On this page, the maintenance menu has been selected. The user here is A. Evans, who has been provided with the read-only access level. Several items are not available on the maintenance page when logged in with this access level. These include firmware management, security management, and the transmit test tool. Only the advanced menu item is provided, allowing for the capturing of over-the-air data packets for troubleshooting purposes. Here we have navigated to the Save and Load dialog in the Setup menu. The lower three login access levels provide only the standard type of configuration file saving. However, if logged in at the unrestricted level, the user may optionally save a configuration file containing user administration details. While this can be very useful for copying credentials to multiple radios, please note the statement that a file saved with sensitive data, that's the user login credentials, needs to be stored in a secure location following company security guidelines. Each login attempt, successful or not, is recorded in the radio for security purposes. This information is saved in the event log, which is found in the monitoring menu under Alarms and Events. The username and access level are recorded along with a timestamp. Note that the timestamp is only accurate if the radio's time has been set, either manually or by syncing to an NTP server. Unsuccessful logins are also recorded. Logging out of the radio after a user session is important for security purposes. There are two places in the web user interface where this can be done. One is found in the green bar above the menu selector, and the other is found in the left side menu of the home page. If a user forgets to log out or leaves the session open and unattended for a period of time, the radio will automatically close the session after 15 minutes. Thank you for watching this video in which configuration and use of the multi-user access feature in the Trio Q data radios was demonstrated.